cannot have any access at all to the finer knowledge, like self-knowledge. So that's why the Veda, in a very methodological way, addresses those needs that will be able to bring a personality that will be refined or, hasten, to a position of humanity, a higher level. And then those minds then are said, on them the knowledge will be given. Now, does it mean that a person then misbehaves? No, 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 no. He has to continue that. But now, that has become part of his, what? Makeup. To a high degree. Not perfectly, but to a high degree. And that person, then, in the Bible, there's a place that said, don't throw pearls to the swine. I don't know if you've ever heard that. Jesus says that to the disciples. Don't throw pearls at the swine. You know swine?
Swine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what swine means?
Yeah. I suppose.
Pigs.
Oh, pig, yeah.
Pigs. Don't throw pearls at the swine. Why you? See, they won't appreciate it. They don't know what they're pearls. It's apple and they get them on their mud and everything else. So he meant, don't give this knowledge to people in which this knowledge is no value. In other words, the Vedanta, I'm too preoccupied, running away from my creditors and all that stuff, and cheating on my wife and all that, and not feeding my children, and not taking care of situations. I said, listen, right now, give me dharma. That's what I need. I don't need anything else. Something that will structure my life. Then, when my mind is quiet, my mind is relatively quiet, in other words, my heart is not bouncing because I see a pair of legs and I get all shook up. Oh, it's okay. Some detachment, some vairagya, certain level of what viveka, to see what's the higher and then go for that stuff. Then in that particular mind, then there's leisure. Leisure means it's free to what? To know. Then the person wants to know. Doesn't want to know things that are ordinary, which are topical. Now the guy starts thinking about things that are deeper inside. Arjuna was one that fell up. See, Arjuna realized that even if he won the battle, even if he won the kingdom, if he won all the kingdoms in the universe, and even if he went to heaven and then he became the king of the heavens, his problem would not be resolved. Why? Because he says, my problem has to do with what? In me, there is this sadness. In me, there is this sorrow that can still pursue me. I get this and I get that and but this sorrow is in me. How do I get rid of that sorrow? Because, having all these things doesn't resolve it. Now the person, he's done everything, he's doing his things, but now he's got a leisure in his mind to be able to seek. So there's something wrong here. Then Lord Krishna says, aha. And he says, what should I do? Now, he still wants karma. Look at this. He wants to address Krishna as a source of what should I do. What is best for me to do, isn't it? Karma. And then Lord Krishna says, you know what? There is no problem. So what? I want you to give me something. Well, do karma. Okay, do karma. But then go for knowledge. What? Give me one or the other. Don't give me two. He gets confused. Because he's still thinking in terms of the old scenario of doing this and doing that, and with this I'll sit down and meditate. It's not that. It's a cognitive change that needs to take place. A cognitive change. That cognitive change doesn't require any doing. If there's any doing, it has to be always in terms of resolving the fundamental problem. And that fundamental problem is born out of a mistake, an error in judgment. So now listen. Shravana, listen. You know the problem is here? Let me tell you, there's no problem. It's all because of avidya. Now, someone else that would not be like this is Duryodhana. He was very good at so many things, an accomplished fellow. But dharma was not his forte.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Dharma was not his forte. And when he had a choice between the army of Krishna and Krishna, then he said, hey, now he felt bad. Why? Because they gave the first choice to Arjuna. And then we come, oh my God, he says, what happened? This guy, he's giving him the best choice. And the guy started sweating. Why was he sweating? Because he knew, but that based on his perception, that Arjuna was going to take the army. He wanted the army. He was thinking in terms of doing. You see the idea? He wanted to win the war at any cost, and the army was the means to do it. But then, Arjuna had a different mind. He had a value for the higher. And he saw in Lord Krishna the higher. He says, if you are by my side, if you are next to me during the battlefield, I have no problem of losing. Even if I die, you are with me, I'm fine.
And on top, Krishna outright tells him, I'm not going to hold any weapon in my hand.
That's right. That's right. So Arjuna, but Duryodhana didn't see that as a he wanted a whole army. So the mentality was different. There was his forte was not dharma, but in Arjuna his forte was dharma.
Yeah.
And to him, Vedanta was unfolded, self-knowledge. You see the idea? Duryodhana could have understood this also, maybe. But he could have used it also for what? For means that were not dharmic.
Yeah.
In all traditions, there's been this thing like that. In all traditions, all of these initiated traditions has been the same thing in all cultures. That the person has to be worthy. You know what I'm talking about? Worthy. The question is, am I worthy? Am I worthy meaning, are we worthy? This dharma. We would have chosen Krishna, or would have chosen the army. You know, that's the thing we need to balance out. And then, if we would have chosen the army, why would we have chosen the army? And then, yes, check that out. And see what you have gotten out of that. And what would you have gotten if you had Krishna on your side? And then what's more valuable? What is more enduring? See the idea? So therefore, action is being analyzed in so many ways. See, you know, not only have to know action, but you have to know also non-action. What is karma, what is akarma? In understanding karma and akarma, you come to understand who you are also. So this is a very, how do you say that? A very thorough analysis. For that, you have to have some availability to be there present, to listen to it, and to see our value in that. Why am I going to all this analysis and all this, breaking it down? Because I want to see exactly what life is all about. But it would be so simple, just go and live, my God, just have fun, no problem, And then, well, yeah, I know, you go to heaven. Yeah, but it's not heaven that I want. I might get heaven if there's such a thing. But that's still questionable. What I want to do is want to resolve this. In me there's a longing that I can listen to. It's a longing for what? To be free from what? From want. Why do I want to be free from want? Maybe because my nature is to be free from want. And then that's where the Vedanta comes in. For the person of discernment that somehow addresses that which is a seeker. Why do I seek? What is that that seeks? And why does it seek? See, the seeker in me is something that is longing to be free from seeking.
Yeah.
You see, now you see how well structured this whole tradition is. Very well structured. So here, at the end right here, it says, until then, the Veda talks exclusively about rituals and meditation, all of which are Dvaita, dual. Only at the end of all this that is say, you are that Brahman, that Tamasi. Okay, I just wanted to put it into context. The whole Bhagavad Gita and the whole Vedantic tradition, is designed for those who want to know who you are. They want to establish who you are. Yes.
Just a quick question here. Here is until then the Veda talks exclusively about rituals and meditation, all of which are dual. The dual means rituals and meditation. Is that what it means?
Yep.
Now, what is non-dual in this case?
The self.
Brahman.
So, you have to approach duality to know non-dual, right?
Well, right. All we know is duality.
Yeah. But you have to, that's given, am I correct?
Well, duality is just like, right.
Given.
It's a fact.
Non-dual, which is self, is given but unknown. Is that what?
Non-duality is not known. Non-duality is not known, is unknown.
Unknown?
Yeah, we don't know non-duality.
Okay.
Okay, non-dual, Advaita, we don't know. Now, but then all we have is, we tend to try to go for the dual, because all we know is duality, so we work within duality, and then we expect that duality will bring about the fulfillment of the human being. Well, the Vedanta says, look, duality, which means action, karma, will not produce the infinite. It says, so I'm in a what do you call catch-22. All I can do is perform within the duality. As a matter of fact, the teaching is within the realm of duality, yeah, but the aims are non-dual. Now, non-duality cannot be produced. It is already there. So then what is the problem? The problem is what? There's a veil, as it were, that covers me from myself. It's called avidya. Now, so within the realms of duality, which is the Veda and the Vedanta and all that, the teaching, the words, I will then avail myself to that. So that through duality medium, as it were, through duality medium, I will aim to find a non-dual aspect of me. I don't expect that the dual actions will produce it, because the self cannot be produced, cannot be the effect of something. It is already there. As Mava is a cause, uncaused cause of everything. So it is a very difficult thing, to understand that I had to use duality, but I use duality as that fellow that was coming on an elephant, to meet this boy. I met these boys that were fighting because their father died and left them with these elephants and gave him portions of a herd. Okay, gave them portions of a herd, and the portions that he created, he actually said, didn't jive with the amount of elephants left. You see the idea? There was always an elephant missing, so they were fighting with each other. You understand the idea? Mm-hmm. And then what happened? This guy saw that they were fighting for that, and he saw the problem. He said, I'll tell you what, I'll help you guys out. Because right now you have an elephant missing, so you can get the third and a half and all that. Because I'll give you my elephant. So the guy said, you kidding? No, yeah, we'll give you my elephant. Big, huge, white elephant. And then he says, really now, start your division. See, for such guy, for such percentage, a third. For the other guy, a half. And for the guy, a fourth. So they all got their half. So this is yours, this is yours, this is yours. And other guys were happy. Okay, and then he got on his elephant, and he left. And he resolved the problem, because this elephant was a factor that had to be included into the thing. And he says, hey, what about that elephant? I says, just a video. He said, no problem. He used an elephant that was not part of the equation, but in order to bring it to the equation, to resolve the equation, and he equalized the shares. So here you and I use the Vedanta, use the scripture, use the words, which are dual, to resolve the problem of ignorance. And then the words and the Vedanta and everything else, and the teacher and the teaching and everything goes by the wayside, because there's no no reality. It's just dual. It's just apparent. But they use that, which is within duality, to bring about the knowledge of the non-dual. That is it is a very difficult task, but it's masterly presented by the Vedanta, scriptures, because the problem is a cognitive problem, and the Vedanta, the words create as though a mirror that will actually resolve that, and the words are not the solution, but the words point to the solution. So the words, the Shastra, are like the elephant. Understand that? The teaching is like the elephant. The teacher is like the elephant. The one that was running into the picture. At the end, you don't need it. You see the idea? So all we know is duality. But then the Shastra, this means of this pramana, tells you there is non-duality, and that the nature of you is completely a Satchitananda. So through words, how do you say words? Vak. Is that right?
Vakya.
Vakya.
Vak.
Vak. It creates a particular scenario in which the mind releases itself from the identity with the mind and recognizes itself to be the whole. And all of a sudden those words mean nothing. Okay, they go away. That's the whole idea. So duality we need to work with. But it has to be for what? For what? Duryodhana wanted to resolve the problem for what? So he could become an emperor.
Of everything.
Yeah. He become big because if he lost it, he became small, isn't it? Arjuna, eventually, he wanted to gain the highest. And he was ready for this knowledge. That is why it is a miracle that the Bhagavad Gita came up, because of a guy like Arjuna was available there. Just like it's been available forever in the Upanishads, in that tradition, all of these fellows that went through a lot of difficulty to find a guru. And not only to find a guru that will be able to unfold this stuff, to have the luck to find a guru like that. And not only that, the condition in them to be able to listen to this thing here. It was very difficult. See the idea? Now the vision is come down from the hills into the marketplace. And here you are, you and me, hearing this. I said, wow. If we appreciate it in its full value, I said, man, I better be qualified for this. And who makes me qualified? My commitment, my dedication to the vision. That's what makes me qualified. And how? Well, first of all, dharma. And an attitude of recognition, that the giver of the results of the action is the Lord. And, to let go of the ego. Purification. But not for the sake of gaining heaven, because again, it's dual. Heaven is dual. Isn't it? It's a place you go to, or the place you get out of. Isn't it? For the sake of what? Gaining the truth. The truth means that which is indivisible. So that you can say exactly the same thing that Jesus said. You know what Jesus said? That establishes this very well? He said, my Father and I are one. That's what he said. And how did he mean that? He is the Father and he is the Son. It can be one, it's two. It appears to be two, but it's only one. Just like it appears the sun comes up. And he does come up, but he doesn't come up. See the idea? It's very important to know this. So you and I need to see it as such and to appreciate the methodology. See, this knowledge, is Vedanta, which is at the end of the Veda. And it is not given at the beginning, because there has to be some qualifications, some worthiness. Worthiness? Airplanes? Airplanes? An airplane or a ship